What's up, guys, and welcome back to the channel. It's your boy Jones at 4K, bringing you guys another Forza Horizon 5 Driftzone and build video. Now, I know you guys have been waiting on it, so I'm finally getting it out to you guys, and I do apologize. Today's video, we're going to be working on a 1997 Nissan Stagea 4-door. We're going to be getting to the build of this car, followed by the tune, and then we're going to take it out to our favorite drift zone to see if we can 3-star the zone and also put down 1 million points. Let's jump into it. All right, guys, so without wasting any time, diving into the build of the car. Now, you guys are going to be absolutely surprised that I chose to go with the stock motor on this car. And the only reason why I do so what I do with most cars, I build them, I always try them out with the stock motor. I see how much power they can make, and I see what they can do. This stock motor actually made 954 horsepower. And I'm wondering like what motor it is, because it's 2.4, and I know they got an RB 2.4. So somebody down in the comments, let me know, is it an RB 2.4 that comes stock? Because if it is, then Forza, we have to have a talk, because your RB 2.6 that you have sucks. Absolutely sucks. I'm just gonna be honest, it blows. But anyway, we have the stock motor. We didn't do any adjustments. We left the stock motor. We adjusted it from all-wheel drive to rear-wheel drive, and then we have the twin turbos on it because we left the stock motor. And then for the body kit, we put the Nissan wide body kit, which takes it from looking like this to a wide body wagon R34. Okay. For our engine, for our transmission, we have the race 6-speed transmission. We have the stock driveline, and then we have the drift differential. For our aero and appearance, we didn't put anything because everything was ugly, and the only thing you can get is a wing. You usually get the Forza wing, so unless you want to be fanboy, it's ugly. On the platform and handling, for our brakes, we obviously have the race brakes. We have the drift springs and dampers. We have the race front roll bar and the race rear roll bar. For a chassis, for the roll cage, we do have a race roll cage, and then lastly for the weight reduction, we have a race weight reduction. For our tires and rims, for the tire compound, we have the semi-slick race tire compound. You can also go with the Horizon semi-slicks. I chose to go with the semi-slicks this time because I always choose the lettering. So we're just gonna keep it straight up black tire this time. For the front tire width, we have 235 in the front. And then for the rear, we have a 275. For the rim size, we have an 18 in the rear, and then we have a 18 in the front as well. And then for the rim choice, we have the specialized rim, and we're using the Work Genosis HS 202s. Now for our engine components, we have race everything. We have race intake, we have race fuel system, we have race ignition, we have race valves, we have race camshafts, we have a race exhaust, we have the race engine block, we have race pistons and compression, we have the race twin turbo. If you like the noise of with the anti-lag, you can do both. It only does, it doesn't make a difference. It just sounds different. Sounds horrible in my opinion. We have the race flywheel. We have the race oil and coolant. And lastly, we have the race intercooler, giving this car 954 horsepower, 745 foot-pounds of torque. And that is a great amount of horsepower, a great amount of torque coming off this motor, and it feels very well. Absolutely. Jumping over into the tune, we have 26 and then 22 for the front and rear tire pressure. For our gear ratio, we have a 412 final drive. We have a 2.46 first gear, a 1.80 second gear, a 1.47 third gear, a 1.25 fourth gear, a 1.09 fifth gear, and then a 0.96 sixth gear. And look how beautiful on the graph. Look how beautiful those gears climb. It's just so nice. For the alignment, we have -5 degrees camber in the front with positive 0.1 degrees camber in the rear. For our front toe, we have 0.1 toe out, and then we have -0.1 toe in the rear. For our front caster, I've been bouncing between 6. I was bouncing between 6 and then like 6.3 on this car. So you can either go 6, 6.1, 6.2, or 6.3. and all of those will make the car feel a little bit better. Now that is for my liking. It will be different for you. So just I would just use the 6.0, but like I said, you could try those if you would like. For our roll bars, we have 37.50 front and then 31.9 rear. I'm going to be honest, I don't really think I touched these much. If I adjusted these, it was only in the rear by a couple clicks because the front stayed where I needed it, and it worked well with the dampener that I had. For our springs, we have a 672 front rope spring, and then we have a 560 rear spring. For our ride height, we have 7.1 in the front and then 6.7 in the rear. For our dampening, we have 7.5 front rebound with a 5.2 rear rebound stiffness, and then we have a 5.6 front bump with a 3.9 rear bump. For our aero, there's nothing adjustable, so we didn't change it. For our brake balance, we have 75% brake balance with a 55% brake pressure. And then for our differential, I left it stock as it is, as 100% and then 10%. That way I can kind of slow this big girl down on the some of them transitions that I have. Going into some of those like big slowdown areas, some of the sections that I do. But we do have 100% acceleration and then 100% deceleration. That was the build. This is the tune. Now let's take it out to the mountain. All right, guys, we done made it to the top of the mountain. Let's not waste no time. Let's get some heat into these tires and let's send it downhill. So I did some research on the motor that comes in this car stock, and it looked like it is an RB25 that comes stock in this car. So if that's the case, I mean, from what I've seen, it looks like that is the case. It is RB25. I have some concerns on why a motor that's been in Forza since the dawn of Forza, right? And with new technology and this and this and this and that, why does it make less horsepower than a motor that's introduced with a car is making its first time appearance in Forza, in any Forza series? That don't make sense to me. Like, this car makes over 700 foot-pounds of torque, over 900 horsepower. The RB26 barely makes over 750, I think. That's ridiculous. If this car can make 950, the RB should be able to clear 1,000 with no problem. And I'm not even a big RB guy. I mean, I'm just talking numbers. Now, unless there's something about the RB25 that I just don't know, you know what I mean? And please, if you guys know something that I don't know, let me know down in the comments. But it just seems like, the RB26 is, I mean, it is technically, by numbers wise, a bigger displacement motor. So I'm assuming both motors are inline sixes, right? I'm pretty sure the RB26 is an inline six motor. So I would assume the 25 would be as well. It would only make sense. But it just kind of throws me off that. That the 25 can make almost 1,000 and the RB26 does not. It's a little off. But believe it or not, off topic of the whole motors about this car, believe it or not, I have 3 of these cars built and not a single one has an LS in it. I have one built with the RB. It's on drift tires, and then I have one built with the 2JZ. Now that one I will say is a little bit overkill. And I only did it because, I mean, why not have 1,200 horsepower in a wagon? You know what I mean? But I didn't want to produce that. I didn't want to produce that video, that car to you guys, because I mean, a lot of you guys, a lot of people complain about me building high horsepower cars, and I'm going to be, I'm going to be pretty blunt about this. Bro, it's my channel. It's what I like. It's what I want to produce. You know what I mean? Like if I wanted to build low horsepower cars all day, that's something that I was into. That's what I would make. That would be my content. But I like high horsepower. I like going fast. I like high horsepower builds. That's just what I like. I mean, that's just like people who like all-wheel drive builds. Do I like it? I think it's disgusting. But people like it, man. People look good doing all-wheel drive builds. I'm not gonna hate on it because I don't like it. It's just something different. You know what I mean? But I try to make some. I mean, I try to make my. Well, we did it with a 1,026,000. But I try to make even like my high horsepower builds. Drivable. You know what I mean? Like, you have to have some sense driving cars. I don't care if it's 300 horsepower or 1,000, you got to have some sense. Like, you know, if you jump into a 300 horsepower car and you're still spinning out, well, something you're doing wrong. You just spinning out. You know what I mean? If you just heavy on the throttle and you spinning out a 300 horsepower drift car, then we got a problem. So you're not ready for a 500, 600, or 1,000 horsepower car. That's something you got to fix as a driver. Now, if it's just, you know what I mean? Now, if it's just the cars are too much, then that's something different. But if you as a driver are not, you know, good, that's you know what I mean, that's something that we could talk about. You know, a lot of people bash, you know, driving high horsepower cars. It's what I like. I like driving. I like high horsepower. I like the grip of the semi slicks. You know, I don't know. It's just something I like doing, and I do this. I do it for fun. I do it for fun. I do it to have a good time. You know, most of my buddies drive on semi slicks. You know, I'm not gonna put myself on a street tire or another tire. You know, when everybody else is on a grippier tire, it just don't make sense to me. But I mean, you know, in the future, I'm gonna try to, you know, build lower, but 650, 700 is about as low as I like. I don't even think, I personally don't think 600 is a crap ton of horsepower. I mean, if you've been around cars and this and that, I mean, if you've been around cars and, you know, all this for a long time, you know, man, I don't know. It's just different. But I mean, you don't need, you know, in the drift world, like, you don't need a lot of horsepower to drift at all, bro, at all. When I first started drifting my Firebird, it had a little bit over 200 horsepower. I was on a 245 tire. Like, it's you don't need a lot of horsepower at all. Like, you just don't. But, you know, times change. You know, body parts change, kits change. You know, everything's just changed. Times change. So you find ways to get more grip. Well, in return, you have to find ways to, you know, work with that grip. You can't just be underpowered with a grippy car. You're never going to go nowhere. You know what I mean? So it's just a thing of balance. That's all it is. It's just balance. Now, some of these cars, I do think some of the cars are a little bit ridiculously built, you know, but I challenge myself. Like, you know, I build some of these cars on a small tire, like getting 1,100 horsepower to hook up on a 265. I mean, that within itself is a task, but when you do it, man, it just feels good. Getting 265 to hook up with 500 horsepower, that's easy, and it's probably gonna feel grippier than the freaking drag strip. You know what I mean? So it's just combination. You like what you like, I like what I like. I don't mind to meet in the middle. I don't mind to, you know. But if anybody ever wants, you know, help with any of this stuff, you know, you guys, you have to reach out to me on Xbox. You know, I don't have an Xbox. Obviously, I'm on PC. You have to reach out to me. You can reach out to me on my Xbox profile, Discord, bro. All my links are down below. Like, if you guys want the help, but you're not seeking the help, that's on you. That's not on me. I'm putting the content out there for you. You know what I mean? I've been away for a while. I was in the hospital. I just got back home yesterday, but I did the work already today. I do have the new, what was the new car that just dropped? I do have the new Subaru. So I do have it right here. I do have the new Subaru. I don't want to view it. And then the other car was the Mazda. I do have it as well. That's right. And I built it with the 4-rotor. See, bro, I'm not putting LS in everything. See, try me. See, I'm learning. For now, I'm learning. But I do have those cars, and I'm going to try to get those videos out to you. I just got to get over this this health thing, because if not, bro, I'm going to die. I'm going to be honest with y'all. I'm going to croak, and I ain't trying to croak. You know what I mean? I got to take care of my health, but I also want to make sure I'm holding up to what I started, because I do this for a lot. I do this for a lot of reasons, but my main reason is I do it because I enjoy it, you know what I mean? And you guys get content out of it. It's something to do, something to watch. But I mean, I've rambled on long enough, guys. I miss you guys. That's why I talk a lot. I'm sorry. But that is going to be from you guys. Hopefully you did enjoy the video. If you did, leave a like down below, comment, subscribe to the channel. I'll see you guys in the next one.